Unit 7 ArrayList, Topic 7.3 Traversing ArrayLists. In this lesson, we will discuss how to access each element in an array list, or in other words, traverse an array list. We mentioned how arrays and array lists have similar abilities but use different methods of going about them. Pause to look at this table as a recap. Iteration statements can be used to access all the elements in an array list. This is called traversing the array list. Traversing and printing each element from an array list using a for loop is similar to doing the same with an array. How are they different? The boundaries are written differently. Notice for array lists that .size is followed by parentheses because it's a method that belongs to the ArrayList class. We can also traverse using a while loop. We can also traverse using an enhanced for loop. There's really no difference here. Be careful. Because array lists can change in size, we have to be careful when traversing them. Deleting elements during a traversal of an array list requires using special techniques to avoid skipping elements. Suppose we wish to remove all the even elements from this array list. Remember, even values are modulus 2 = 0. Let's start the traversal starting at index 0. Element 39 is in position 0. 39 is not an even value, that is false, so we are not going to remove this value. 47 is not an even value. 52 is an even value. We're going to remove it. When the even element is removed, all other elements after it shift an index to the left or -1. If we continue our loop moving on to the next index, in this case index 3, what do we accidentally end up doing? We accidentally skipped the even value 64 because it shifted over one index. We know that every time an element is removed, the following elements shift to the left by -1. How might we incorporate this pattern into our algorithm? Let's go back before removing the first even element 52. We could decrement the index by 1 every time an element is removed. Let's trace the algorithm now. At this line of code, index is 2. If we decrement, index becomes 1. As we enter the loop again, we increment the index, which will take it back to index 2. Element 64 is currently at index 2 and is also an even number. We will remove the value and decrement the index by 1 again. In summary, knowing that an array list is dynamic and can shrink its size when removing elements, consider how that impacts the remaining elements and their positions in the array list. Decrementing the index when an element is removed prevents you from accidentally skipping over elements that have shifted. Just as with arrays, since the indices for an array list start at 0 and end at the number of elements -1, accessing an index value outside of this range will result in an array index out-of-bounds exception being thrown. Changing the size of an array list while traversing it using an enhanced for loop can result in a concurrent modification exception being thrown. Therefore, when using an enhanced for loop to traverse an array list, you should not add or remove elements. We mentioned that enhanced for loops should only be used to efficiently access all elements within an array and array list. This traversal should not be used when modifying elements within these data structures. Let's practice. Suppose we have an array list of reference type string named roster. We want to know the total number of characters of all the string elements. In order to do this, we will need to access each element within the array list roster. Let's start by initializing a variable that will store the sum or total number of characters. Now, let's set up a traversal. I chose an indexed for loop, but feel free to use others. Remember, the boundary of an array list is .size parentheses. We need to access each element within the array list roster, count the number of characters it has, and add that to be stored in the variable sum. Roster.getI is the code that accesses one element inside the array list roster. .length returns the number of characters of that element. Once finished, we can display the results. Let's see how we can solve this problem using an enhanced for loop. As we are not modifying the array list size or elements, using an enhanced for loop can be more efficient to write. Just as before, Let's start by initializing a variable that will store the sum or total number of characters. Now let's set up the enhanced for loop header. Our array list is storing elements of type string. Our enhanced for loop variable must be of the same type as the array list. I personally like to give a name that reminds me what this variable represents. In this case, it represents one name within the roster list. We will then call the array list we are traversing, in this case roster. This time, the enhanced for loop variable is called to access each element within the array list roster. We will count the number of characters it has and add that to be stored in the variable sum. Here are some common mistakes. Forgetting to include import java.util.ArrayList when writing code in an IDE. Remember, this is not necessary to write in your FRQ responses. You cannot declare or instantiate an array list with primitive types. Array lists can only store object reference types. Many people forget to include parentheses at the end of the array list constructor when creating a new array list. Not specifying the element type that the array list references will not cause a compile error. Your computer will still execute this code. It is considered best practice, however, to specify the element type that you wish to store in your array list. It is also very common for people to confuse arrays with array list. Pay attention to the upper and lowercase letters so you know which one you're dealing with. In Topic 7.3 Daily Video 3, you can walk through code that shows how to swap consecutive elements in an array list and code that can be used to duplicate elements from an array list.